Hello, welcome back to our channel. If you're here because you're struggling to figure out what's wrong with my ceiling fan, I turn it on, go through all the speeds, and either nothing happens or it stays in the same speed and won't change. Well, you're at the right place because we're going to figure this out together. If you see this information helpful, give us a thumbs up on your way in, and let's check out this ceiling fan. So what's most people do whenever their fan quits working? You gotta buy a new fan because it's cool to get something new and put it up and it looks beautiful. But what if you don't have $300 to $500 just laying around in your account? You do what most people do that can't spend that kind of money, is try to figure out what it is, what's wrong. First we'll start by undoing the bottom. This here is a nut on here and it twists off, and that's just a cap that holds this in place. Now mine has the chain here, and that makes no difference. Just in case you didn't check yours. There's also a directional button there. Make sure that's not in the middle or the wrong way. There's just a couple things to double check before you get into this deeply. Now if you want, you can take off these 3 screws on each one of these blades, and that kind of gives you a little more room, but that's not necessary. Okay, next we got a series of Phillips screwdriver. Phillips screws in here, and we'll take those three or 4 out. Now that we have all the screws out, but the one on each side where I showed you where it has that lip, that's what's holding the fan up. And what you want to do is take both hands, one on each side, lift up, and turn it clockwise. Is it clockwise? Well, it depends on if you're looking under the fan or on top of the fan. So you basically want to go this way, so you can take this screw out and go up. Let's try to see if we can't pick this up. Don't try this yourself with one hand. And there, it comes loose. And what you want to do is just undo those wire nuts on there, and then you can bring the fan down to the floor so you can work on it easier. But before you undo the wires, go ahead and take a picture of what color wires is connected to what color wires. That way you can reference it later. So I'm going to take a picture here now, a couple different angles, because it's going to make a difference on how this fan operates if you put it back together in the incorrect location. Actually, I decided to take these blades off, makes it a little bit easier. I did take it down, and when I took it down, I'm looking in here, well, where's the capacitor? Because I had an old fan that I took apart, and the capacitor's right here, which typically is what goes bad. So I learned something. I end up just taking this piece off, and I should have done that while the fan was still up on the ceiling, so silly me. I created myself some extra work. But anyhow, that's something that you can learn as well. Take the fan apart while it's on the ceiling, and then maybe you can save yourself some work. But anyhow, I took this bottom part off because this maybe I should explain this. This fan is a Harbor Breeze, and this fan over here is a Hunter. I forget where I read it. I've seen it somewhere. But this here's a Hunter fan. And so for those of you guys that are watching this, unfortunately you're going to have to take your fans down if it's a Hunter, because chances are this capacitor is tucked up inside here that you have to check it. But back to the Harbor Breeze, we're looking for the capacitor, because that's usually what goes bad if the fan is still working, but it's working slow. When I take a look at this, I don't really see anything that's abnormal. Lots of times problem is that it melts or swells up, but this one here don't look too bad. Okay, I did some research and figured it out. I figured out which one this one is. I will put the link in the description below, but this is how you need to do yours. Or if you don't want to try to do research, I'll put a link down below of all the different ones. So to start out, C61 and the R.7 UF is critical, 250 volts and 50 to 60 hertz. Based on which one I put in the description below, all the different ones that yours could be, that will make it easier for you. But make sure those 4 things is what yours is. If it's a different one, then click on the link for whichever yours is in your fan. Take a pair of tin snips or side cutters and cut this loose, because this is not a wire nut that you twist off. It's smashed and crimped together. Snip this wire down close to the end here, both of them. And when you get the new one, you'll have extra space here so you can strip the wires and put a wire nut on it. Next, you'll strip the insulation off the wires that we cut from the old unit. We got the new unit that came in. We will attach these using small wire nuts. I'll go ahead and put a link for those down below as well. Okay, I got the fan put back up. Now I didn't put on the blades or the anything else. I didn't even fasten the extra screws up top because I want to check it to make sure it's working, because if something's not right, I don't want to undo it all and bring it back down. So let's go over here, flip the switch on, and it's starting to turn. How about that? At least it works like it did before, which is actually spinning faster than it did before. Let's turn the knob up to the middle setting and then the high setting. It's working! Hallelujah! All 3 speeds work as they should. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. How about that? $10 part and the fan works like new again. Don't have to spend $300 or $400 or $500 for a new fan now, which my pocketbook really appreciates. Well, thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Consider subscribing for other do-it-yourself videos coming in the future. Like always, have a great day.